Hey guys, I'm Stephanie and this is Facts About Disney. So today's video is going to be on the series of the Disney Cruise Line. So I'm really excited. This is going to be the very first one from that series. And on 5 cruises now, and this next one's going to be my 6th. So wow, I've been on a lot of them. So I feel like you will learn a lot from me. The first day can be extremely chaotic if you don't know what you're going to be expecting. So I'm going to be talking about bringing on a carry-on to the ship, to the port. This is not going to be included into your luggage. This is just going to be something that you're actually going to bring on the boat. Now, you may be wondering, why should I bring a carry-on onto the ship when I have my luggage? Now, depending on how you're traveling, it will depend on where your luggage is going to be, and I'm going to get to that in a second when I come to other things, but you most likely probably will not have your luggage when you actually board the ship. Don't be alarmed, it will come to you again. I will talk to you guys about that in a second. I bring a duffel bag. It's not that big, it's not that small, it's basically an overnighter, but I personally like to pack things like a little tiny small toothbrush and toothpaste, swimsuit, change of clothes, things like that. And that's also because I normally fly in the day of, so I normally have that stuff on my carry-on anyways. The reason I was just bringing a carry-on onto the ship is because since most likely your luggage will be with a Disney cast member and they will be bringing it to your room at certain times, you never know what time your luggage is going to actually get to your room. So it's always best to have an extra change of clothes, your swimsuit in case you want to go swimming. I personally like to bring toothbrush and a small little toothpaste just because I'm obsessed with brushing my teeth. I can't have dirty teeth, stuff like that. So just your basic necessities. If you have any medication, again, would suggest bringing on there anything like a laptop or an iPad or a camera. It's probably the best thing to do is to put it in with your carry-on. Just have some of your most valuable items there. The best thing you can do. Yeah. So now I'm going to be talking about flying in the day before. If my family could, we probably would fly in the day before. It's just a little bit expensive to do that. The reason I was just flying in the day before is because if you fly in the day of, anything could happen. You could miss your flight could be delayed for half the day, and once that ship leaves, it ain't stopping and turning around to come back for little old you. There are tons of hotels down by the ports. By Port Canaveral, I know there's a Holiday Inn. I think there's a Days Inn.
Hey guys, something that I forgot to say was if you are planning on staying at a hotel, just to make sure that there is a shuttle that will be able to take you to the port, so that way you won't just be stranded at your hotel, you'll be actually able to get to the port without having to take a taxi.
Flying in the day before, like my family does, we normally try to find the earliest flight as possible. I know for this next one we're about to go on in a couple weeks, I think our flight leaves at 7. So I'm not sure I think we're supposed to get in around 10 or something like that. So it will give us time because the ship normally doesn't start boarding until around 12:30 to 1. Just depends again on the time. In the day of, you will basically not have to worry about your luggage whatsoever. You get off the plane, you head straight towards the Disney shuttle. You get on the Disney shuttle and they will have your luggage. As long as you put your Disney Cruise Line tabs on the luggage. What's amazing about, going on a Disney vacation is if you want to go to the parks before or after, you can because transportation. You're driving to the port. I had a friend one time that drove to the port and she said it was a little stressful. It's a little chaotic. She would not suggest it. She would most definitely suggest flying. It also costs a little bit of money. This is just an example of prices. I'm just using Port Canaveral because that's one of the main ports. 3 nights and 4 days is $60. 4 nights, 5 days is $75. 5 nights, 6 days is $90. 6 nights, 7 days is $105. 7 nights, 8 days is $120. 8 nights, 9 days is $135, and depending on how short or how long, it'll just vary. So basically, after you get off the bus or shuttle, or you come in from the parking lot, you're gonna go into the Disney section at Port Canaveral, and the first thing you're gonna do is go through security, and they're just going, and it's not like the airport security where you have to take off your shoes and take off your belts. It's really like low-key, like they're like, okay, I see you're wearing a belt, I see you're wearing a watch, it's okay, you're okay. What a lot of people actually do is they'll bring coolers on to the ship with some alcohol, or if you like me, because they don't sell Dr. Pepper on Disney anything, they may bring some Dr. Pepper. I tried to befriend those people, but they just want to make sure that they look through the cooler, anything dangerous to concern the other passengers. And then you're going to have your check-in, so you're going to go to gonna get in line to basically check in and say, hey, I'm here. With check-in, I would definitely suggest packing in your carry-on is all of like your paperwork and passports and stuff like that, depending if you were leaving the country or not. So after you're all checked in, it's basically just a waiting game. You will have a time that you are allowed to board, and they will obviously tell you, and then they'll make an announcement. They also pick a family of the day, and those people get to go on the ship first. Also a time that maybe you can sit and talk to people and get to know people. You are probably going to be stuck on the ship for a few days, so you might as well start to be a little bit friendly with people, or not. So what's really great is there are characters that are going throughout, so you can meet them and take their pictures with them your very first day. Another thing you can do while you are waiting around is if you have a child between the ages of 3 and 12, you can sign them up for the Oceaneers Lab, because they'll do it right then and there. And basically what they do is they give them a little wrist thingamajig, I like to call it, that they get into the Oceaneers Lab. So you could just handle all that right then and there, just get it over with. So once they announce that it's your loading time, you will get into line and you will basically just wait. Again, they're going to just check your IDs and make sure you are who they say you are, because you are literally just about to step on the ship. And then they're going to take your picture, a big family picture, so that's fun. I have hundreds of those. Once you actually board the ship, they will ask for your name, your last name, and they'll be like, I'll use Disney Wonder for instance, welcome, what do they say? They say like, like that. They just want you to feel like you're a huge deal on the ship, because you are. And then one of the cast members will basically just let you know what's going on that day and that night and all that kind of stuff. And then basically you're left alone to explore the ship. Something I would suggest doing is, probably because you really haven't eaten mostly that day, is to go get some sort of food, because there are several different buffets on the ship. If you're not one for buffets, you can just eat on the pool decks, because they have things like Pinocchio's Pizzeria, Pluto's Doghouse, Flo's Calf, which is on the Disney Dream and Fantasy, and a Goofy's Gallery, which is on the Magic and the Wonder. They serve many different types of stuff, so it's really good to have throughout the day. Family eats, it depends if we've been on the ship or not. I know we're about to go on the Fantasy, and we've been on the Dream, but we've never been on the Fantasy, so we'll probably walk around and just kind of explore and try to find where things are. Like, for if you have a teen or a tween, I would suggest going up into Edge and Vibe and just signing them up, so that way they don't have to do it before icebreakers that night, which again, I'll go into all that in another video coming up. So basically, after my family does that, we will just, honestly, we'll just wait in front of like the area that our rooms will be in. And I actually know a lot of people who do this. They just wait, and it could be anywhere from an hour. It could be anywhere from like 20 minutes to an hour and a half. It honestly just depends where your room is. We just kind of like to chill out and relax, because obviously we have flown in that day. We've been running around like crazy, so we just kind of like to take a couple minutes to ourselves and just kind of sit down and relax. and just kind of enjoy everything, and we'll maybe try to figure out what channels have what, maybe try to, because there's a movie channel, maybe try to watch a little bit of a movie that's on or something like that, and just kind of enjoy our time. And then eventually your luggage will start to come to your room. Another reason we just like to kind of chill out in our rooms is because after the ship like leaves, they will have an emergency drill for in case the boat sinks. So don't be scared by it. It's not, you know, huge. They just want you to be able to know where to go in case something like that were to happen. So you will have a number on the back of your door, and you'll just have to follow the number markings to where you have to go. And I believe now you don't have to wear life vests. They used to make you have to wear life vests down there, and it used to be really humiliating. But yeah, and they just will ask for your names to make sure that they have you checked off, so that way they know for a fact that you had done it. It is mandatory, they say, but I do know people who haven't done it before. But again, it's just, you know, just precaution, just some, and also makes you feel a little more safe because you just know what to do in case that happens. Also, the very first day, there's a big deck party, which is great for families, just to go and dance, to meet all the crew and everything like that. So it's a lot of fun to get to see everything, and they just kind of let the ship go off and all that fun stuff. I'm making no sense probably. So yeah, really everything else kind of ties in with all the other videos that I will be doing, so I will make sure that I will film those videos as fast as I can, so that way they can come up here on YouTube, so that way you guys can just know more about it. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I hope that you learned a little something. If you have any questions for me to answer, please leave them in the comments below. I'll also leave my Twitter below, so that way you can maybe tweet me questions and things like that. So I guess I'll see y'all real soon. Bye!